Everyone has a different way to thank others, but the way this woman was thanked after having saved the life of her boss is certainly unique. You'd be surprised to know that the story of this divorced mom became a true nightmare after her selfless act.
Hello, wonderful people. I'm Scott Leffler for WonderBot. Today's video is about
Woman thanked in a terrible way after saving her boss's life.
Before we begin, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and click the notification bell for more amazing videos.
Debbie Stevens met Jackie Bruscia in Long Island, New York in January 2009. That was not a long time before everything happened. The worker was employed in the automotive company Atlantic Automotive Group, AAG, of which Miss Bruscia was one of the managers. That was until 2010 when Debbie realized she needed a change. In 2010, Debbie got tired of New York and wanted to start work in a sunnier state. So she decided to move to Florida and start a new life there. But a couple of months after moving, she was already missing her daughter. So Debbie decided to visit her daughter with her old friends. But that was when everything started to change. While she was back in Long Island, Debbie went to visit her former colleagues and spoke with Jackie Bruscia, her former boss, who told Debbie of her serious health problems and her need for a kidney transplant, as Jackie told her. Debbie was generous, so she had an idea. Although her boss already had a family friend identified as a potential donor, Debbie Stevens, that was kind and generous in nature according to herself, decided it was a good idea to volunteer as a plan B in case the first donor didn't come through. The time passed and she almost forgot about it. After a while, she got tired of Florida and decided to go back to her old life. At the end of the year, she returned to live on Long Island and sought work from Jackie Bruscia, who acceded to her request in a few weeks. And she thought everything would be the same, but it wasn't. At the beginning of 2011, while working, she was summoned by her boss to Jackie's office. Her boss had just received some bad news. The donor was not suitable for the transplant, and she wanted to know, was Debbie's offer still standing? Debbie thought about it, but the decision was quick. I said yes. She was my boss. I respected her and didn't want her to die, remembers Miss Stevens. Even though it was a big decision, she thought it was the best thing to do. However, Plan B didn't work as planned. As the genetic compatibility was not complete between the two women, the doctors agreed that Debbie Stevens would give her left kidney to someone else so that the patient could earn a place on the waiting list and receive her organ from someone else. Then it was all settled, and the surgery started. Everything happened on August 10th, 2011. I felt like I was bringing her back to life, says Debbie, about how she felt after the surgery. Her kidney is sent to St. Louis, Missouri, while her boss got her transplanted kidney thanks to a donor from San Francisco, California. It seemed like a happy ending, but it was a start to a nightmare. Debbie Stevens had underestimated the difficulties of kidney removal. 3 days after her resumption, on September 6th, she's on sick leave, and we would expect her boss to be understanding of everything she did, right? However, that's not what happened. Surprisingly, Jackie Bruscia, still recovering at home, called her to reprimand her behavior. She told me that I could not come and go as I pleased. People would think that I was receiving preferential treatment. And it gets worse. Once back at work, Jackie Bruscia would have overwhelmed her employee in front of everyone with questionable reproaches. Shortly after, Debbie Stevens gave up on overtime pay. She was then transferred 80 kilometers to a sensitive district nicknamed Siberia by her colleagues. That really messed with her mind. She begins to develop symptoms of anxiety, so she decided to consult a psychiatrist. It was after that she was fired by her boss, the same person that she offered to help when she had health problems. So did she regret donating the kidney? She nevertheless said that she did not regret her sacrifice since she saved the life of a man in Missouri, but she felt bad about everything. I feel betrayed. I decided to donate my kidney for my boss and she took my heart, she told a newspaper, meaning that her kindness had been abused, and she decided to get compensation for it. Leonard Leeds, one of the lawyers she hired, told the Post that Debbie decided to sue AAG for discrimination and that she aimed for millions of dollars in compensation, but ended up with the woman of the Atlantic Automotive Group settling things outside of court. After all this trouble, we hope everything worked out fine for Debbie. But what do you think about it? Do you think she was right to sue after everything? And did her boss abuse her generosity, asking for a kidney transplant and firing her afterwards?